Welcome to Sion Sono month on the Arty Dans and Asian Film Fans, where we will take a look at a selection of his movies throughout his birthday month of December. In this video, it's the fantasy action horror thriller. It kind of covers a lot of genres, this one. Tag from 2015. Without giving away a lot, and I'll try to keep this review as spoiler-free as I can, because it's probably a movie you should really experience without knowing the end. This movie initially follows a schoolgirl, Mitsuko, as she experiences what could be the strangest and most chaotic day of her life. Or anyone's life, actually. By a stroke of fate, she survives a gruesome incident that results in the death of all her classmates. As she tries to outrun what she thinks is chasing her, she manages to meet back up with her classmates and doesn't really understand what's going on. From there, this is where the movie gets both awesome and weird. Mitsuko's best friend, and potentially something else, Arty, seems to know what's going on and tries her hardest to keep Mitsuko alive while the chaos continues all around, all seemingly being perpetuated by their two teachers. The movie's not just about Mitsuko though, as we follow two other girls, Keiko and Izumi, and their connection with both Mitsuko and Arty. It's all very surreal and at times very exciting stuff, but you will be scratching your head, and don't expect the movie to explain the ending to. That's all up for you to work out. I read a review on IMDb that said this was the movie that Sucker Punch should have been, and I slowly started to agree with that reviewer. They do indeed share some similar themes. The strongest one here is the role of teenage girls in society. What is it, and what's their greater purpose? The movie makes a few allusions throughout about what the answer could be. Even the movie's tagline, "All schoolgirls out there, you are a little too obnoxious, so we decided to reduce your numbers," gives you an indication of the message this movie is trying to get across. And the movie does this with its casting. 3 fantastic actresses playing 3 confused but not annoying characters. They're the good ones. They're the ones worth saving. Even the best friend Arty has a solid purpose. But the other girls in this movie? Well, this movie definitely has you in its sights. This movie's gruesome and gory intro really stick with you. And it's not just the gore, but it's the unexpected way it happens that's the most memorable. It just happens out of nowhere. The movie world is a completely female one. The first male arguably doesn't appear until the very end, although it's debatable whether the pig-face character is a proper male. It's certainly applied as such, and again, there's another hint about what this movie is trying to tell the audience. As usual with Sono movies, this is really out there, but unusually, it's very short, coming in at around 85 minutes. This means nothing drags on in the movie. Everything has a solid purpose. Yes, even the panty shots have their purpose. It's not just the director being a pervert. Or is it? If you're not a thinker and like movies to hold your hands, then you're not going to like this. This movie only alludes to the outcome. It never tells you outright, although astute viewers will pick up many of the themes. And this does mean that the audience for this will be very limited and very divided. You'll either really enjoy it, or think it's one of the worst movies you've ever seen. From a technical point of view, I wasn't a fan of the Walking Dead inspired music. Being familiar with The Walking Dead, I kept expecting zombies to pop out, and thus it was a little out of place. And if you're a CGI snob, then you're not going to like what's on offer here. The effects are budget and suit the movie, but they do look rough at times. But I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. The weirdness just added to the charm alongside all the performances and scenarios. To some watching this, the messages are clear. To others who don't quite get it, that's probably because this movie is talking about you, and you don't want to admit it. My decision on if you should watch this? I recommend it. Go in with an open mind and be prepared to have it blown away. If you've seen it, what did you think? Thank you for watching this review. Please don't forget to press the like button and consider subscribing to support the channel.